Hey everyone, it's Brenden with Blue Tiger Wellness. Wanted to show you a few things about anterior pelvic tilt and how to fix that coming up. So with anterior pelvic tilt, it's a fancy way of saying that you have weak abs or weak core, and I would say your hips are really tight, and you have weak glutes, or not that you have weak glutes, because that's not the thing. The misnomer about weakness is that you just aren't strengthening them, or you're not engaging them or firing them. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple quick fixes that are only going to take 30 seconds of your time each rep, and you can quickly get that fix going for you, and to get rid of that back pain that it's caused. It can cause lower back pain, but it can also cause sciatic nerve pain going down the back of your leg. And it's a really great way of just engaging your core and getting you to utilize one of the biggest parts of your body that you may not be utilizing fully. So without further ado, here are the exercises. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay back. You're going to lift your knees up, utilizing your core to a 90-degree angle, like so. You're going to put your arms back, so you're kind of making sure that you're utilizing your core here, and you're gonna use this arm and kind of anchor it, but you're also going to lower the opposite leg while keeping this leg kind of stable. And you're gonna do this and repeat it on the other side with each rep. You're gonna kind of try to hold it for a couple seconds, kind of warm yourself up. And you can I'm feeling some cracks right in here. That's normal. But you're gonna kind of continue this until you feel that burn in the core. But what you're gonna feel is some tightness right here in your hip flexors, which is completely normal. But you're going to complete that exercise for about a minute each side. So in this one, you're going to go up against a wall or something that's sturdy at a 90-degree angle. You're going to put your shoes, make sure you have shoes on, put your shoes hip width apart, and then you're going to kind of make sure that you're engaging your core again. So for me, this is kind of the 90 degrees, but kind of rock back and forth and kind of see what that pelvic tilt is about with you. But really it's all about kind of clenching your butt and really maximizing, tensing your butt and your glutes. And what I want you to do is get a sense of where in that does it engage and fire your core, because that's really what you're wanting to strengthen here. And when you figure out your core is engaged and you're clenching your butt a little bit, kind of let loose. And then do it again, push up against the wall, feel that tension right here. That's the firing that you're not doing. If you're sitting at a desk and your butt is kind of in your lower back, the curvature is getting flat, it's probably because you have anterior pelvic tilt going on, which just means, basically you're not engaging your core, your hips are in flexion a lot, which just means that the hip angle is kind of shorter, and then the hip can do less work because it's shortened. So the only other exercise I would say to do, it would be Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. What you're going to do, and there's a lot more complex ways to do Warrior 1 and Warrior 2, but what you're going to do is you're going to take your right leg and you're going to kind of straddle here. Hold on to something if you need some balance, but really what you're looking to do is kind of get your hips stay hip alignment with your legs, and kind of take a nice deep breath and kind of start leaning forward and putting your weight on your front foot. Get an idea of where in your hips are you swaying when you're putting the weight on your front foot, and kind of go and do the opposite with this leg, and make sure you have something if you need some balance here. But you can also put your hands on your hips, but also keep in mind that there's the left and the right side that you got to keep into consideration too with your hips. With anterior pelvic tilt, you're kind of wanting to make sure that you're engaging your core a little bit, but this is going to really loosen up your hip flexors really nicely when you're putting the weight on the front and you're kind of letting loose on the hip flexors. So I hope this helps, but repeat each side for as long as you can or as long as you feel comfortable. It's all about being safe and working with your own body, but getting used to it and putting breath into it is really going to be key here. So make sure you're breathing through your nose and your mouth.